Bonjour mes amis, hi guys. Well, it has finally happened after some good 2 years, maybe more. I have finally found a man size 40 millimeter Rolex in a window at an authorized dealer here in Hong Kong. And here it is. It is the date, yes, the president in rose gold with the white dial and the deconstructed Roman numerals. As I was walking in the shopping mall, I noticed that this watch was right next to the ladies' models, away from the for exhibition only section of the window. Immediately it caught my eye, and apparently I was the only one, because usually if something for sale is in the window, everybody would see it. The trick here is that there was no price under it. But I immediately thought something is going on here. So I went in, and indeed, the manager had asked for that watch to be in the window. I think what played into the favor of this watch, in a way, is that nobody has asked for this combination. There is no waiting list for the rose gold white dial. It's not everybody's favorite. The white dial with the Roman numerals happens to be my favorite. I remember trying it on in the yellow gold format, which is very bombastic, but very, very special. Anyway, I tried on the watch. It wears beautifully, this 40 millimeters, just a hair smaller than my Datejust 41, which already wears amazing. The bracelet, I mean, the thing with Rolex, you can never describe them much, because everybody knows everything about them. What I can say is that the feel of the president is so special. It is unlike everything else. And since I was talking about my Datejust, if you think about it, the Datejust is a lot more practical and, of course, safer to wear. But the president doesn't have an extension in the clasp, which I use all the time. The president doesn't have loom at all, at least in this configuration. Of course, it is heavier as well. And then, the safety, walking around with a rose gold or a yellow gold especially, really attract a lot of attention, and it's unwearable in most countries unless you're the president. And that's probably why they call that. You need a heavy armed security detail around you to wear a watch like this. I don't have such. In Hong Kong, it is safe, but to some extent, as you have seen, there have been some robberies, some violent ones, some apparently armed ones. Speaking of which, we can talk about it in a different video. They have found all the robbers of that, as I call it, amateur job at watch dealer last week. Everybody was caught, even the people in the car. Very amateur job, of course. But this watch, the price is, it's 40 grand, right? 40 grand, and for that you don't even get a Rolex hat with it. And my wife came into the shop right behind me with the two kids shouting, "Let's go have lunch, daddy, daddy." And I was looking at my bank account, and I was like, I just can't. Well, literally, I can't. Now, it's a lot of money to have around, right? And I would have to swipe the card twice to even be able to pay for this thing. But for a minute there, I was dreaming, and I still am. I still am in shock 2 days later. And it so happened that it's my wife's birthday, so that day we were out at the mall to buy her a designer bag that she wanted, and we found it, which is the fourth or fifth of the price of this watch. But immediately, the watch enthusiast see the pros and the cons, and of course it's impractical and everything you can imagine. It can be dangerous, but the feel of the president is unmatched. And I'm not a president, and I probably don't deserve this watch, certainly not yet. But the feel of every Rolex is very different, and the feel of this one is so joyous. It's so special. And it might not be the most practical, but at the same time, it is nothing like the rest, and that's why it is the flagship. And for the price, you can of course buy very complicated watches. You can buy a Daytona and a Pepsi. You can buy a lot of things. And of course, you can buy a nice car, but nothing will replace the feel of the present on the wrist. Well, anyway, I could not afford it, especially not with my wife there. And all my money is tied up in other things. I would have to move things around, and in the different headspace, I would definitely do it. I would definitely sell a few watches. And one message I want to give you with this video, one takeaway, is that you gotta have the money ready now, because these pieces are gonna come to the authorized dealers. What if they call you and they have two of the pieces that you've wanted? What if they have a two-tone Daytona? What if they have the Pepsi or the Batman? What if they have a president? What if they have suddenly a Sky Dweller back in stock? Because the market is really coming off a lot, and all the pieces that are not the flagship hype pieces, the ones that just rose in sympathy with the rest, are going to become available, because people are not going to take a punt on the stuff that's not super safe, like maybe the Pepsi. So guys, you got to have the money ready. And if you have a bunch of watches, the Tudors and all that in the $3,000-4,000, a couple of more Seikos, and you have your GLC, and you're not gonna keep them forever, but you love them, of course. They're cool watches. If in your back of your mind you want that heavy hitter, you gotta be ready, because it's gonna come in the coming months. And I was not ready. If I had been, I like to daydream that this was the one for me, because I really love rose gold these days. It's my favorite color, my favorite metal. I really want to have a small rose gold collection with different complications, and I'm almost there. With this watch would have been the perfection, and it is worth doing the sacrifice. But be safe. If you live in London, I would never flash this even under the cuff. Very risky in Paris, LA. I mean, what's been going on. But I just wanted to share with you, finally, after waiting so long, it was there. 40 millimeter Rolex heavy hitter in the window. Be ready, guys. Tell me what you think about this, and don't ask me where it is, because if nobody has noticed it yet, I'm still trying to scheme to free the money. And you gotta have that once, even if you're not the president. Why? Well, we only live once. Why not live the life of a president for a few months or a few years, even secretly, under the cuff? I'll let you daydream along with me. Bye bye, guys.